Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time I am building one here in Willow Creek, and I really wanted this to be like a Willow Creek dream house. I'm not exactly sure if that makes sense necessarily, but I wanted it to be my ideal house for Willow Creek. And so there's a few different areas, of course, you could build in. I'm building in the starter neighborhood. This is the lot where the BFF household lives. I really like the lighting and like the location. I think this lot's just really nice. It's probably my favorite lot in this world, I think. There's a lot of them that are prettier locations, but the lighting's not great. This one just has like the best lighting. So I really like this one, and it's a good size to build a large family home, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And I also wanted to include things like a swimming pool, a gardening area, a play area for kids, and I wanted to have room for like a relatively large family. You could fit 6 Sims in this house really easily. You could probably even fit more if you wanted to, but I thought like a 6 Sim family was a good size because then you could have a couple of pets if you wanted to. And yeah, I don't know. I also really like the style of the house. I think it fits into the world really nicely. I was, of course, looking on Pinterest when trying to come up with ideas, and I found one that I closely modeled this house after. So I will try to find it and put a picture of it here on screen. I actually built this house, I think probably about a month ago by now. It's been a really long time. If you guys are over on my Pinterest page, then you have definitely seen a lot of screenshots of this house. I've been sharing some of the work in progress over there. Not like every detail, but quite a few pictures of it. And I was also wondering if this would be a type of series you guys would be interested in seeing, and I could go through all of the worlds and build a dream house based on that world. So let me know your guys' thoughts. But anyways, yeah, it's been a really long time since I started building this. I had a lot going on basically since Christmas, so sorry for like the lack of uploads and all that kind of stuff, but I think I'm finally back to normal and everything. So videos should be, more regular after this point. So yeah, like I was saying though, there are a lot of different neighborhoods in this world, and there's a lot of different styles you could probably build in. You could build something that's a bit more fancy, more colonial, something that's a bit more like New Orleans style. I don't know if this fits into either one of those, but I felt like it would look nice in this world, and so that's why I decided to pick this home. And I also wanted to do something that looked more like a regular family would live in it rather than like a super wealthy family, because I don't think a dream house necessarily has to be for a wealthy family, even though I feel like you would have to be probably pretty wealthy to own this house, because I think it's pretty nicely decorated, especially like the master suite looks kind of fancy and some of the other decorations, and it's a really large house too. But yeah, I mean, in The Sims, to fit a large family, you kind of need a large house. It's a little bit difficult to build something on the smaller side to fit that many Sims in. But yeah, as you guys can see, the house is coming together. The shape of it came together pretty easily. The picture that I was looking at was pretty much just like the front of the house, so that's where I got that from. And then the back of the house is pretty much just made up. I mirrored most of it. It's pretty much just like a mirrored image of the front of the house. And I was also going to include a garage, but I ended up getting rid of it just because I really wasn't liking the way it was looking. And then I also ended up wanting to put the master bedroom right through the door that leads to the garage, and I felt like that wasn't the best layout for the house. Like, it didn't make that much sense to me. I would rather have like a bathroom and like a mudroom area, or like a laundry room area, something like that leading to a garage, or even like a kitchen would make more sense. But a master bedroom, I did not like that plan at all. So yeah, I get rid of the garage, and then I make a nice little like garden area on that side of the house. And I was smart this time. I did the floor plan before doing the landscaping, because I probably would have kept the garage and then would have had to squeeze the master bedroom somewhere on the second floor. But that's where all of the kids' rooms ends up being, and then there's like a full-on like master suite on the first floor. So I think they may have like renovated this house at some point and like turned part of the downstairs into like a master suite instead of having it on the second floor. So yeah, I think that makes sense, and I think it makes sense for this house too. So I really do like that. There's room for 2 children, a toddler, and a teen. That's how I decorated the rooms, but of course that would be easy to switch things up if you guys had a different family in mind. And I think there's 2 bathrooms on the second floor, but yeah, there's those kids' bedrooms and then 2 bathrooms. I think the teenager, if I remember correctly, has their own ensuite bathroom, which is something I don't do very often. Usually if I have bathrooms next to like children's rooms, you know, toddler or nursery through teenagers, basically I just have them all shared. But the floor plan kind of worked nicely for making an ensuite, and so I think that used to be the master bedroom, and then the parents moved downstairs, made their whole like nice suite, and the teenager got their old master. So I think that worked really nicely. But yeah, on the first floor there's of course like the main living area. Like I said, the master bedroom's down there. There's also an office space, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and another bathroom, and I think a laundry room. Yeah, I think there's actually a big laundry room. Forgive me if I forget anything. Like I said, it's literally been like 4 weeks since I built this. So it's a bit ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever gone this long between building something and doing the voiceover for it. Maybe I have once or twice, because of course I have like hundreds of builds on the channel. So who knows what has happened in like the years I've been building. But yeah, I just had a lot going on, so I didn't get around to it. But anyways, here you can see in the backyard I have a swimming pool. I ended up placing a swing set back here, as well as a garden area. I really wanted to place this hot tub, but I didn't know where to place it to have it make sense. I thought it just kind of looked strange. But yeah, I placed these nice like coverings that I think came from Get Together, if I remember correctly, and I thought this was like a nice place just to create like a garden area. It's more of like a open air greenhouse, if that's definitely not a thing. I was gonna say maybe if it's such a thing. It's definitely not a thing, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having a greenhouse, because you would not be able to regulate the temperature inside of it at all. But it's pretty, I think, so I think that counts for something. And I also placed a really large tree in the backyard. I felt like that made the house feel more like established. I mean, it's not like the biggest tree I could have picked, because there's some that are like giant, but this one fits into the world nicely, and it just makes a home feel like it's been here a really long time. If it has big trees, do you guys ever see like new home developments and there's no trees and they look so just like somebody just plopped the houses down where they don't belong? Like, it looks so weird sometimes, but houses just look so much more established and pretty, and like they've been there a long time, even if they haven't, if there's just some more like landscaping, especially trees. It's something that I think is very important. But here you can see I'm just working on some more of the landscaping, adding a lot of greenery. There's really not a whole lot of like colorfulness to the landscaping in this build. There's a few flowers, like those nice pink ones, and those like creamy colored hydrangeas that you can find in the live edit objects. Are so pretty. That's like my favorite one. It's like my go-to one. There's like the pink one and the blue one, and I think a purple option too, but the cream colored one is like my favorite. It's the one I always use. But yeah, it's in the live edit objects in case you guys aren't recognizing it. I think there's one in the build and buy catalog, but it's more of like a white color rather than the cream color. And the cream is very pretty in my opinion. But yeah, I really liked the landscaping on this build. I think it fits into the world nicely, and I feel like it just feels very like cohesive, and it fits the build, and I just really enjoyed it. It came together quite easily actually. But anyways, back here next to the swimming pool I have this outdoor dining table. I really like this one. It came from Backyard Stuff, if I remember correctly, but it's really big. You can fit 6 Sims at the table, which is perfect for this build since 6 Sims can live in it, so they can all sit outside and eat or hang out by the pool. There's also a couple of lounge chairs, and for the garden area I decided to use these planter beds that we got from Cottage Living. I felt like they worked really nicely in this space and just looked really cute here. I mean, of course you could get rid of them and just have like terrain paint, or you could actually have planter pots or the boxes or something, but I think those beds worked pretty nicely. But here I'm moving on to the interior. I think that's it for the exterior. I think I may add like 1 or 2 decorations on the front and back porch, but I think that's it. So I started off by decorating the living room first. I ended up using, I think, quite a bit of furniture from Cats and Dogs, which I'm not sure if that kind of goes against a Willow Creek dream house. Maybe I should have saved this furniture for Brindleton Bay, but either way, I felt like it just, once I started placing it, it just looked so good in here, and the colors were just like exactly how I wanted this house to look and feel. So it worked really nicely in my opinion. But here I am using move objects to place a TV where this mirror is on this fireplace. I like that there's the mirror there. It's super cute, but I think a TV kind of fits in that spot a lot nicer, especially in this living room, because I could have put one by the windows, but I felt like it would just make the living room a little bit too crowded. This made it feel a little bit more organized, and everywhere just had its like place, or everything had its place rather, and it just looked so cute. And this chair that came from the Paranormal Stuff pack actually matched these couches really nicely. I think the blue is maybe just like ever so slightly a different blue, but very subtly. I think it actually matched really nicely. And then I put these bookcases behind this couch, which I really like. It made it feel very just like built in and really pretty. And then here on the coffee table, I wanted to add some like more children clutter. So I used that really cute like pail with the coloring crayons and the papers, and there's like glue and some like glitter and other stuff. It's such a cute object, and I feel like it just adds that little bit of extra like personalized decorations to make it actually feel like kids have been, drawing or doing their homework and stuff on the coffee table. But over here is going to be the dining room. I think this dining room is such like a pretty spot for a dining room. I love these doors at the end of the room that lead to the backyard. It lets in a little bit of light and you can see the backyard. I think it's so pretty. And then I actually used this hutch. This hutch came from Cats and Dogs as well, but I never get to use it because I never use a tall enough wall height to place it, and it's such a massive object, but it worked really nicely in here, and the colors and everything just matched the other furniture that I was using, and it looks so cute. I really like it, and it makes it feel very homey because it has all of the personalized decorations inside of the cabinets and then the plates on top. It just feels very homey and cozy to me. Like, it's such a cute decoration. I really do like it. And then on top of the dining table, I used that new clutter item that we got from it's not really an update, but I forget exactly what it's called, but that dish that has the fruitcake on it that looks like it's already been eaten into a little bit. I really like that decoration a lot. It's so cute. But yeah, over here is going to be the kitchen, the laundry room, and the downstairs bathroom, or at least the family bathroom. There's another downstairs one, but it's the ensuite to the master bedroom. But yeah, I really like the way the kitchen turned out. I decided to use these counters from Base Game. I felt like the color worked really nicely for the other colors that I was using throughout the build. It's not the exact same wood tone as the Cats and Dogs furniture, but it's quite similar. At least similar enough to where I think it matches, but it doesn't feel like there's too much of the same wood tone throughout the entire build. Let me know if you guys agree, but yeah, I thought this kitchen was really cute. I even had room to fit like a tiny island here in the center, and there's also a dishwasher, a microwave, a teapot. I used that cooking thing that came from Snowy Escape. I cannot remember the name of it, but that little like kettle thing that you can put on top of a table or a counter, and there's a lot of different dishes that your Sims can eat out of there. And I also have the popcorn maker in here too. I'm not sure if I end up keeping that. I think I might end up getting rid of that one. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I think this kitchen just turned out to be super cute, and I just really enjoyed like the decorations and everything. I think it just came together really nicely, and I think it makes sense for the build too. Like, at first I really wasn't sure about the location of it, especially with the location of where the laundry room is, which you'll see here in just a moment. I think it all ends up working, but I wasn't like 100% positive when I was creating the floor plan. But once I started decorating it, I was really pleased with the way it turned together. I also got an opportunity to use the aprons that came in that update, the same one where we got the fruitcake. And that's another really cute decoration. There's so many good swatches. When I first saw that item, I was excited about it, but I was worried there'd be like, 3 swatches that really weren't that usable. But there's a lot of different swatches that are like really plain and simple, and you can use in like any build. So I absolutely adore it. But anyways, over here is the laundry room, and since I had a lot of space, I decided to add some like cat objects. There's a litter box. There's also one of the like cat tree box things. And then a washer and dryer in here, of course. But since I was adding the cat items, I decided to add a couple of food bowls in the kitchen. So you could have 2 cats, a cat and a dog. You could even not have a cat, you could have just dogs, but there's definitely room to have all of that stuff. So you could have like a full-blown family with every type of sim in here, which is pretty nice. But yeah, the laundry room I think is super cute. And like I said, I wasn't sure about the location of it when I was doing the floor plan, but once I started decorating, I think it actually makes a lot of sense, and it looked really cute in here in my opinion. And yeah, it just came together actually really easily. Like I said, I just wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, it's a pretty cute laundry room. And then over here is going to be like the downstairs bathroom. So this is the one that like guests would use, or the Sims would use if they're just in the main living area and not next to one of the bedrooms. And it's just a very simple bathroom, nothing very exciting, just a half bath with a toilet and sink and a few decorations to make it feel, you know, fully decorated and lived in and all of that kind of stuff. But I felt like the sink that came from Cottage Living actually matched the style pretty nicely too. I tried using a lot of different objects from different packs and trying to make them kind of meld together in this Willow Creek style, and I think a lot of them actually work really nicely. But yeah, over here is the entryway, and I'm actually using this base game shoe rack, which I haven't used in a really long time, pretty much since we got the shoe clutter with Dream Home Decorator. I just haven't had a need to use it, but I felt like this one actually matched this build a little bit better than just the regular shoes. I mean, the regular shoes pretty much match anything, but yeah, I felt like that one actually worked pretty nicely too. And then over here is just like the hallway leading to the home office and the master bedroom. So I just put a few decorations in here, trying to make it feel like decorated. I don't know, hallways are always so difficult. I'm like, what do you add? Like a plant, a bookcase, a side table, maybe a chair or 2 like I did here. It's just kind of like a little nook. Your Sims can sit there if they want to. I'm not really sure if they would ever have a reason to, but it's there if they want to sit down. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. But anyways, yeah, over here is going to be that master bedroom that I was talking about. So I really wanted this to feel a little bit more updated. I'm not really sure if it does necessarily. The only thing to me that makes it feel updated is how the bathroom is open to the bedroom. To me, that just feels a bit more modern than it being completely closed off. So I'm not sure if you guys will agree with me as well, but I do feel like it's like an updated room in the house, even though it still like matches the rest of the house. I think they kept a lot of like the traditional elements, but it is still updated, I think. But yeah, it's a pretty large room, so I was able to fit you know, a seating area in here. There's a dresser, a mirror, a bed. It's quite spacious actually. You could probably even fit maybe a couple of other decorations in here if you really wanted to, but I think it's just like nice and spacious enough to where it feels nice and open, but it doesn't feel empty. So yeah, hopefully you guys agree with that too. But anyway, so here I'm decorating their ensuite bathroom. I decided to make the toilet in a separate room, and I was going to place it on this end of the bathroom, but then it didn't quite work with the placement of the other decorations like a shower or a bathtub. I mean, I could have made the bathtub work, but I wanted to have a shower, and so this just felt like an awkward floor plan to me, and I would have had to place the sink next to a window, which I really don't like to do because I like there to be a mirror above the sink. And so I decided to swap the placement of the toilet, which actually worked pretty nicely. And I just love how the bathroom's open to the master bedroom. It's one of my favorite things to do when decorating, and especially creating master bedrooms. I just think it feels so just fancy and romantic and pretty, and I just like it. So yeah, that's it for the master bedroom. And then over here is going to be the home office. The home office is pretty much just like a standard home office. There's some there's a computer desk in here. There's, I think, a bookcase or 2. I think I might even place a chess table in here. I'm not exactly sure what all I place in here. It's not super personalized to any particular sim. I was trying to add like a lot of skill building items throughout the build, so I just placed an easel on the back porch, and yeah, there's like bookcases and stuff around, so your Sims can of course read up on anything they want to learn. But I wasn't trying to decorate it for any particular like Sim that had a certain career or a certain hobby necessarily. So I think you could easily have any Sims in here that you would like to. But it's a nice home office. I also really wanted to fit a large fish tank in here, but I didn't quite have the room. It felt a little bit awkward over there, so I used a little one instead, which I thought was actually super cute. And then here I'm just placing a chess table. I think I was going to place it in the office, but I decided the front porch made a little bit more sense because I had the space for it. And then I also placed a barbecuer back here, and then I placed, I think, a woodworking table right in this little nook because I ended up getting rid of that window that was right there to make room for the staircase. And yeah, the woodworking table actually filled in the space really nicely, and it gave another skill building object, which I really wanted to have. So yeah, that worked out pretty nicely. Here I'm just adding a few extra decorations to the back part of the house. A couple of hanging planters. I also add some here in the front, which I thought were super cute. And I got rid of a couple of these columns here in the front too, just to kind of clean things up a little bit, make it feel a little bit more like less busy. And it also gave me more room to add the hanging planters, which I thought were kind of more important. So yeah, anyways, here I'm moving on to the second floor. So up here, like I said, there's 2 bathrooms, one that is shared between the kids' rooms, at least the 2 kids and the toddler, and then there's also an ensuite to the teenagers' room, which I think is like an old master bedroom. So yeah, I don't know, I really like the way the kids' rooms turned out. The toddler room is especially adorable, I think, and the teenagers' room, I tried to just make it like a generic teenagers' room. There's a few soccer related things in there, so I think that teenager wants to maybe be a soccer player or at least play soccer in university. I think that's kind of their aim. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure. I tried to make this more of like a pretty generic house, but kids' rooms and like teens' rooms, I feel like I have to add a bit of personality and like clutter and decorations that fit towards like a specific personality and stuff. So there's a little bit of that in here, but really I think it'd be so easy to have any sim that you would like to. But yeah, here I'm just picking out some wallpapers, trying to get an idea of how I'm going to decorate the rooms and all of that, because at this point I really did not have like a clear vision on who I wanted these rooms to be decorated for. But yeah, over there is going to be the teenagers' room where I placed the 2 single beds next to each other. I've done this a few different times, but I really like the way it looks because it makes it look more like a full bed rather than just like a single twin size bed. I just feel like it looks a little bit better like size-wise for a teenager's room, especially one like this that has so much space. Like I feel like they don't need like a full-on double bed. But I don't know, like this, it just looks better to me, even though they don't fit together perfectly. Like it's not like a perfect seam. There's a little bit of like a divot in between the beds, but I still like it enough. But of course, that's an easy change if you guys don't agree. But yeah, the color scheme in here ends up being quite blue. And I also imagined a teen girl lived in this room, but of course, that's also another easy thing to change. But I think she wants to be a doctor. I don't know, I placed this poster and I was thinking doctor, but I mean, of course it could just be like a movie she likes or a TV show or something like that. But yeah, I think maybe she wants to be a doctor and she likes to play soccer. That was pretty much the extent of the personality. And maybe she plays the guitar too. I forgot I placed a guitar in here, but yeah, like I was saying, I think it's just more of like a generic teens room. I just tried to add a bit of personality and make it feel youthful and just kind of cute. I really like the layout of this room. I felt like it was pretty fun, and I haven't made a teenager room in a while that was this big, so I felt like I just had like lots of space to do stuff. You could even fit like a computer desk in here if you wanted to, if you wanted your teenager sim to be able like to do their homework or something in here. I decided not to, but of course, like I said, there's plenty of room to do that. But over here I'm just adding a few decorations on top of the dresser. I decided to place 2 of those dressers next to each other just to make it feel like a longer one. I think they actually fit really nicely like that, and I really like it. But yeah, over here is going to be the teens' ensuite bathroom. It's very similar to the rest of the bathrooms. I used a lot of the same decorations. I just tried to add some more youthful decorations and some like clutter and stuff. So I added like a single toothbrush because of course she's the only one that uses this bathroom, and then a little makeup palette, and then a few clutter items here on this side table. And I think it looks so cute. I just really love the way it turned out. And I also added a little bit more of like a fun mat that maybe she picked out herself or something like that. I thought that was a pretty cute idea. But anyways, over here is going to be the toddler's room. I think up until this point, I hadn't added any other toddler items, but I do add a toddler potty to the bathroom. And then I think I even end up adding a high chair, possibly down in the kitchen. I think I add one. I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure I do. But anyways, I think this room is adorable. I love the colors. It's so creamy, and I love like just like the yellows and like the soft pink colors and stuff. It's just such a cute toddler's room. And I feel like it would be so easy to switch up the colors a little bit too if maybe you had, I don't know, maybe like a specific personality for the toddler in mind or something that maybe a different color would work better for. I mean, of course, I think any build would be easy to customize, but yeah, I think especially this one. But there's adding the toddler potty. There's plenty of room in that bathroom and the downstairs one to fit one in. But here I'm just adding some clutter on top of this dresser. I felt like this little present box was such a cute decor piece. I never use it or use any of them in like any builds, but I was like looking through the decorations and I saw it and I was like, oh, I have to use that. I don't know what's in there or why they have a present on their dresser, but I thought it was super cute. But yeah, over here is going to be the kids' room. So at first I was just gonna have a single kid in here, but I wanted this family to be larger. And this room is a pretty good size, and of course we have bunk beds now, so I could easily fit some bunk beds in here to have 2 kids in here. So I think they're twins, and I think they're into like science and music and sports and probably everything. I think they're just fun little kids that like a lot of different things, and they haven't exactly picked like what they want to do because of course they're children, so I think that makes sense. And yeah, I don't know, I really had fun decorating this room. I loved using this science table that we got from Snowy Escape. It works so nicely in like any build because there's so many different color swatches and it's so nice and simple. The one that we have from base game is not as simple, and there's like one color if I remember correctly, and I'm not a fan. So yeah, really happy to have this one. But in here, like I said, I just basically tried to add a lot of decorations, tried to make it fun and playful and fully decorated and cluttered like I like to decorate kids' rooms. But yeah, this is pretty much it, I think, for the entire build. I'm just gonna continue adding some decorations in here and add like the final few details, and then we're on to the screenshots. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and hopefully you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back. All the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days. Gown and a crown, barefoot. Take me back, all the way back